GeeksforGeeks has a challenge for you, the 390 challenge. Choose what you want to learn in 2024 and aim to complete at least 90% of the course in the next 90 days. And if you do that, you get back 90% of what you paid for the course. We believe you can do that. Now all you got to do is commit to your success, commit with Geeks for Geeks.
Hello. Okay, guys, we are live. So, hello everyone. I am Harshal Jain, your mentor at Geeks for Geeks, and today we are going to start a brand new playlist that's about TypeScript. And we are also going to learn about Next.js in the same playlist. And after that, we'll build a good project that's for Burn Stack as well as normal Next.js and TypeScript, right? So later on, we are also going to discuss what are actually the prerequisites which you must know before starting this course. Okay, because generally people think that TypeScript can be learned directly or Next.js can be learned directly. No, you need to know some prerequisites like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Then you must know React.js and things like that. Okay, but definitely you can watch different playlists in the same channel, Geeks for Geeks Development. We have some different playlists, and if you want to look for courses, definitely you can go for courses also. So for that, guys, what you can do is right now on this month of January 2024, Geeks for Geeks actually has a 90 days challenge. What it says is, like, when you buy any course from us at Geeks for Geeks, you get 90 days to finish that. Like, if you finish 90% of the course within 90 days, then you would get 90% of your money refunded which you put it into that course, right? So it's a very great opportunity, and it's a win-win opportunity, and I think a lot of people can actually cover it in 90 days. So if you cover any of the courses which Geeks for Geeks provides you, you purchase any course from Geeks for Geeks and you finish that in 90 days, then 90% of the money would be refunded, right? So you can check out Geeks for Geeks official website. There you can go to different courses. Let me just show you by sharing my screen. And also, guys, in the live chat, please, you can mention if there is any audio glitch or my sound is not that clear. You can mention all of your doubts, or you can give more suggestions about different projects. And also you can give me a feedback, how can I improve myself also. Okay, so right now I'm going to share my screen, and first of all, I'll just go to Geeks for Geeks official website. From there, we'll first of all see that what has Geeks for Geeks got for us. Okay, just a second. Yes. All right, guys. So I hope my screen is visible, and yes, now I think everything is fine. So you just have to search for our website, and you can go to geeksforgeeks.org. Here you would find different courses, and right now they are actually mentioning here that is 90% refund in 3 easy steps. So you can follow these steps, and you just need to enroll in any course and finish 90% of course in 90 days and get 90% return. Okay, so these are the 3 steps. You can purchase any of the courses, whatever you want, but this offer is applicable only for the first month of January. That means if you buy the course after January, that then this offer is not applicable. Okay, so do check out this one, and hopefully everyone covers this and take this as a challenge also to finish up your courses within 90 days, and 90% of the course in 90 days. Okay, so now let's begin. And first of all, I'm going to show you a presentation, because today, guys, we are learning about TypeScript, right? And TypeScript is a very popular, I would say, skill which everyone must know. And if you are someone who is learning web development, then you might have started from HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, things like that. Okay, so definitely I would say that once you learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, in JavaScript you might heard about different kind of variables, constants, and things like that. So JavaScript is very popular. What is TypeScript? TypeScript is actually the modified version of JavaScript. So obviously you need to know some JavaScript before learning TypeScript. Okay, so let me just give it a definition. So TypeScript is an open source, just like JavaScript. That means anyone can contribute in more features, and it's developed by Microsoft. It is a statically typed superset of JavaScript. That means it's a superset. That means all the features which you have learned in JavaScript are still applicable. Along with that, TypeScript would give you some extra features which really make it a better language than JavaScript. Okay, so again, this is just a scripting language. Again, JavaScript and TypeScript are scripting languages. They are not proper programming languages. But in web development, we use JavaScript, or I can say TypeScript nowadays most. Okay, so it is a statically typed superset of JavaScript that compiles to plain JavaScript. Okay, later on I'll explain more about this. Right now, this is just a plain definition, and you might get confused that why are we learning TypeScript? And when I started learning TypeScript, I was like, what's the need? I can just go with JavaScript. What's the need? But on a bigger level, we actually need some extra security levels, okay, which JavaScript actually doesn't provide. That's why we need TypeScript. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some more hints how we can actually define a TypeScript. And definitely it's just a very basic definition. And also TypeScript adds optional static types. Okay, so you would learn about optional static types, classes, interfaces, and other features to JavaScript. That means normal JavaScript would work. Apart from that, we have some extra features like static types for classes, interfaces, and other features to the JavaScript language, which you have already learned. So it provides developers tools to write more scalable and maintainable code. Right now, I'm going to first of all tell you what are some problems with JavaScript. Right, if there is a problem with JavaScript, then only you must learn TypeScript. Else, why would anyone care about TypeScript? Right, that's why first let's know what was the problem with JavaScript. So there are some very simple reasons why any developer would choose JavaScript, because it's very easy, right? You don't need to do anything. You just need to write proper code, and it's a scripting language and very easy to understand. The syntax is very easy. And I would say that if you just now started coding, till then also, like if you are just a beginner also, then also you can easily learn JavaScript. That's a benefit of JavaScript. But this easy syntax actually sometimes causes problems. What's the problem? First of all, you never define types in JavaScript. That means you are defining a variable. We'll see how differences are there between TypeScript and JavaScript. But on a theoretical way, TypeScript actually gives types, as the name suggests. So for example, you have to define a string in JavaScript. What you can say is let a equals Harshal. That's a string. Harshal is a string, a is a variable name, and let is the keyword in JavaScript. That's how you actually define variables. But in TypeScript, you need to say let a colon string equals Harshal. That means you have to define the data type also in TypeScript. How is this helping? So for example, right now I'm saying that a is a string. Later on, I would say that a is a number. Right, there is a possibility I can assign a as a number. So this is wrong actually, right? You are expecting a string, but I am sending a number. So that's the problem with JavaScript, which TypeScript actually solves. Later on we'll see how it actually works. I'm just defining some theoretical stuff so that, yeah, some things are there in your mind, so that when we are actually coding this stuff, you would know why we are choosing TypeScript now. Okay, so JavaScript, despite being a powerful and versatile language, has its own set of challenges and drawbacks that developers often encounter. So some of the common problems with JavaScript are actually, first of all, lack of static typing. So what is lack of static typing? It's simple that unlike TypeScript, like if I talk about JavaScript, generally we are talking about problems in JavaScript. So I'm just talking about JavaScript, okay, right now. So JavaScript doesn't enforce strict typing. That's what I said. Right now I'm saying that a equals Harshal, that's a string. Later on I can say a equals 25. 25 is a number. Okay, so that's the problem. That means there is no strict typing. Okay, there is no rule. You are saying a can be a string also, a can be a number also, a can be a decimal also. How is this possible? Right, so that's actually strict typing, which TypeScript provides. JavaScript does not have strict typing, so you can assign any value to any variable. Right, so JavaScript doesn't enforce strict typing, which can make it harder to catch certain type of errors in development. Obviously, later on when you are saying that you are creating a website, and suppose in the name field someone enters age, what would you do? Okay, so that's the problem with JavaScript. And if you talk about TypeScript, you can define types. That means I would say in the name field, user must only enter a string, not a number. Okay, like that. So we have different definitions there. Then the second problem with JavaScript is global scope issues. So variable declares without the where, let, or const keywords are automatically assigned global scope in JavaScript. So potentially it causes a lot of problems, conflicts, and unintended side of effects. So it simply says that, yeah, by default JavaScript defines variables as global, so it sometimes causes problems, confusion to the JavaScript compiler also. So it's a problem, right? So we actually face problems in that. Then the third thing is security concern. So we have some security concerns also. Ajit Mishra, hi Ajit, happy new year. Will this video will complete? Yes, I will actually finish the complete TypeScript, and after TypeScript we are going to use TypeScript in Next.js. Okay, so Next.js is you can say a modern front-end framework, right? Front-end framework of React.js, and inside that we actually use TypeScript. Okay, so after finishing TypeScript in 4-5 sessions, then we are going to jump into Next.js. Then guys, we are going to build some projects also. Okay, so this is the whole series of, I think, 15 to 20 videos, so you can watch that completely, right? So TypeScript, Next.js, and some projects would be completed in this playlist, right? And you can check out that in the Geeks for Geeks development channel. A playlist is available. Now let's come back. So I was talking about the third reason, that is security concern. Okay, so security concern, that is JavaScript being executed on the client side. JavaScript is executed on the client side. It actually can expose some vulnerabilities. One good example is, again, you are saying that name is a string. I am saying name is equal to number. That means I'm just saying that I can provide any value. I can say that you are filling, suppose, a sign up form in any website. Okay, first name, second name, age, gender, like that. Suppose in the first name field, if your website is coded in JavaScript and you haven't applied any validations, you can say that in the first name field, can you write a number value? Yes, I can write a number value. Okay, that's the problem with JavaScript. And if you are writing some validations, that's fine. In JavaScript you can write validation that yeah, only string would be here, that's good. But that's not by default available in JavaScript, right? But in TypeScript, I don't need to do a lot of things. I just need to define some data types, and if I don't define a data type, a default data type is automatically given using TypeScript. Okay, so we'll see all of these things. But yeah, JavaScript actually provides security concerns because you are saying that I want a string and I am sending a number. So this is a conflict. This is a security concern, right? Then we have tooling limitations, because what happens in JavaScript is you are running a program. Suppose if I give you an example, you wrote the code in JavaScript. Okay, you wrote the code in JavaScript. Then you run that code. Once you run that code, then only you are getting the error. Okay, that's actually runtime. Okay, that's actually runtime. In TypeScript, you actually get the error as soon as you write that line. That means as soon as you type that text. Okay, as soon as you write the code. So this is the benefit of TypeScript. And JavaScript actually has this problem. That means after running the code, then you would get the error. That's the problem with JavaScript, and TypeScript actually solves that problem. Okay, so now we are actually going to again understand what are the solutions which TypeScript provides. Okay, previously we discussed the problems in JavaScript, and again all of these problems are actually solved by TypeScript, right? So what are the solutions with TypeScript? So TypeScript addresses several challenges and which are present in JavaScript by introducing additional features and stricter syntax rules. Okay, so it simply says that you can define different types. If I give you a good example again, so let me just open my whiteboard, and there you can actually understand it better. So whiteboard, and I'll just give you a very good example here. Okay. And guys, if you have any doubts throughout the session, you can ask me in the live chat. I'll be very honored if you can answer your questions and I'll answer them. Okay, if you can ask your questions and I'll answer them. Okay, yes, now it's started. So here, a very short example how TypeScript is better. Okay, how TypeScript is better. Let me choose a better ink first. Okay, so if I say that I'm talking about JavaScript. Okay, so generally the color of JavaScript is yellow, that's why I'm choosing yellow color for JavaScript, and again blue color for TypeScript, because color of TypeScript is generally denoted by blue. Okay, so TS for TypeScript, J is for JavaScript, right? So here what I'm gonna say is, let's write a very basic thing. I'm going to define a variable in JavaScript. How do we define that? So I'm just going to say let a equals Harshal, right? I'm just going to say let a equals Harshal, and later on I can say that a equals 25. Okay, now I'm going to say console dot log. Okay, and here I'm just going to print the value of a. Is this correct or not? Please tell me in the live chat. Okay, please tell me in the live chat, is this code correct or not? If I write in JavaScript, is this code correct or not? Okay, yeah, you would say colon sign is semicolon sign is here. This is not mandatory, but yeah, you can write semicolon sign also. Now tell me in the live chat, is this code correct or not? Now I'm going to write the same code in TypeScript. Okay, please tell me in the live chat. So guys, if I write similar code in TypeScript, what's the difference? It's exactly same. Okay, it's exactly same. So if I write let a equals Harshal, okay, let a equals Harshal. Actually, yeah, I did one mistake, but anyways, I must have used yellow color here. But anyways, let's just skip that. Okay, so I'm saying that let a equals Harshal again in TypeScript. Okay, in TypeScript I'm writing this exactly same. I'm saying a equals 25. I have changed the value of Harshal to 25, and now I'm trying to print this. Now guys, in the live chat, please tell me that is this correct, which one is actually correct. Okay, just tell me which one is actually correct first. Is the JavaScript code correct or is the TypeScript code correct? I've written same code in two different, I would say, scripting languages. Okay, if you consider them different, although TypeScript is superset, but again, let's consider them different, JavaScript and TypeScript. Now, I'm going to say that if you write this code in JavaScript, this code, it's correct. Okay, it's correct. Yes, this one is correct. Okay, so let me just make it green. This one is correct. But the problem here is what? You are saying that the initial value of A is a string, Harshal. Later on, I would say that value of A is 25. Okay, value of A is 25. That means I have changed my value from string to number. It looks easy, it looks fine, but if you are building a very big project, there you want key value never changes. It must always be a string or it must always be a number, and here you are changing the value. Okay, you are changing the data type, right? That's the problem. This is fine for JavaScript, this is fine for JavaScript, but this is actually a very big, I would say, security concern. Okay, this is actually a very big security concern. So even if this looks right, this is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. The code is correct, but this can cause security issues. Now let's jump to TypeScript. So if you write the same code in TypeScript, this is wrong. If you write the same code in TypeScript, this is wrong. TypeScript would throw an error. JavaScript won't throw an error for this code. JavaScript would say, yeah, you want a string, take a string. If you want a number, take a number. Do whatever you want. But if I talk about TypeScript, TypeScript would say that, bro, you are saying that first of all, A equals string, A equals Harshal. Okay, सही बात है. Okay, good. A is a string. Okay, this line is correct. Okay, later on you are saying that A is a number. Now I'm getting confused. What do you want? Do you want a string or do you want a number? Okay, so this, in this case, when huge security issues can be arise due to the same case, in that case TypeScript would throw an error. Okay, JavaScript does not throw an error, so security issues won't be tackled and error won't be shown, and you would never know there is a security issue. But TypeScript would throw an error. Okay, TypeScript would throw an error for this case. TypeScript would say that, bro, here you are saying that you want a number and previously you said that you want a string. Okay, so TypeScript would say type change from string to number not allowed, like that. Okay, okay, we have a doubt here. In your playlist there is a 3x dev playlist. In that the projects are done in TypeScript and Next.js. So is it possible to do the project before this playlist? Yes, you can definitely do that, because obviously TypeScript is not that much a code addition. If I talk about normal JavaScript, if you know JavaScript, then also you can directly make projects using TypeScript. It's not a very big task to directly jump into the projects. But definitely I'm telling you this because if you're building your own projects, you must know TypeScript. Okay, but if you're referring to my project or some other people's project, you would see that this is the code and I have to write that would also be fine. But if you want to learn this properly, then please watch this playlist. It would be around 4-5 sessions for this TypeScript, and I guess 4-5 session for next year's, so around 10 sessions. Then after that we are going to build 2-3 projects. Okay, so it's a complete playlist. So I would say that you can watch this first, so you would at least know complete TypeScript and Next.js. Then you can build projects in one stack completely. Yes, ABC has mentioned JS is correct. WOP, if we use strict mode in JS, then what happens? Okay, in strict mode in JS, yes, strict mode is very great in JS, but again, not just about types. TypeScript actually provides different features. Okay, yeah, if you are using strict mode in JS, JavaScript would definitely highlight it as a warning. It would give you an error. But again, the problem with TypeScript with JavaScript is you are writing this code. You are writing this code. This code would be allowed. This would be allowed. This would be allowed. You might get an error when you run this code. You might get an error when you run this code. But in TypeScript, it would throw an error as soon as you write this code. As soon as you write this code, TypeScript would throw an error. Okay, this is one more benefit with TypeScript, which TypeScript provides. Okay, so let's discuss more about the strict mode. What's strict mode in JavaScript? Why do we actually use that? And what's different if I just use strict mode in JavaScript, and why should I use TypeScript if we have strict mode in JavaScript? Okay, we'll discuss that also. Right, so now you know, guys, that in TypeScript this would throw an error. Now how can I fix this? How can I fix this? By simply saying that again this is not allowed. So I'm just going to say, okay, this is not allowed. Again, here itself I'm going to provide a string. This is now a string. Okay, now in this case this is actually correct. Okay, this is now correct. Okay, now this is correct. TypeScript would say, yes, you are previously saying that value of a would be a string, and later on also you are providing a string that is 25, but it's a string, right? Now this is correct. Okay, so that's what is different in TypeScript and JavaScript. Right now I've just given a short example. We'll write it. Okay, we'll write it. Now let's use this. Okay, so now let's come back to some more definitions. So first of all, TypeScript addresses several challenges present in JavaScript by introducing additional features and stricter syntax rules. Okay, so let's discuss first of all the solutions which TypeScript is providing, just some reading stuff, and then we'll jump to the code part. Okay, so first of all, TypeScript provides static typing. That is, TypeScript introduces static typing, which allows developers to define types for variables, which we discussed right now. And also we can define types for functions also. That means either the function would return a string or a number or a null value. Okay, whatever you want. This can also help catch different kind of errors which we generally don't see if the type casting is allowed. That means you can easily change from string to number or decimal or whatever you want. So it's very easy in JavaScript, but in TypeScript you would get error instantly as soon as you change the data type. Without informing, without some validation, you would get error in TypeScript. Okay, then we have the second thing, that is type safety. So with TypeScript's static typing, TypeScript helps preventing certain classes of bugs related to incorrect data types or variable misuse. Okay, so just some stuff. Later on we have a proper video on this type safety, where we would be using type safety features to actually know what's exactly type safety and how it actually helps. Okay, then the next thing is code readability. Okay, code readability is very easy. You are just saying that, for example, you have initially declared it as a string. Okay, so in TypeScript what you actually do is, this is also not a very correct way. This is not a very correct way. Okay, generally if you want to write this kind of code, what you would actually do is you would write like this. Okay, you would write like this: let a, and now I'm going to define the data type of the variable a. So I'm just going to say that I want value of a as a string. This is a correct type. Okay, this is the correct method. Okay, so here I'm saying, okay, value of a is Harshal. Okay, and then you are saying that a equals 25. That is a number. Okay, and I'm going to print this. So this is what this is. again going to throw an error, but the correct way of writing a TypeScript code. Okay, here you are defining the type. Okay, here you are defining the type. That means only string can be assigned to variable a. Okay, only string can be assigned to variable a. Now tell me one more thing. Okay, this code would throw an error. Okay, this code would throw an error. Why it would throw an error? Because you are saying a is initially a string, that is Harshal. Later on you have provided 25. Okay, that's a number. This is a TypeScript code and it would throw an error. Okay, you know this, right? We'll see, we'll write this also later on. But what would happen if I say here itself I provide some number value? Please tell me in the live chat, is this correct or not in TypeScript? Okay, will it throw an error or not? And what is the reason of this? Okay, what error would it throw? Okay. Right. So till then we can just continue. And now I'm going to come back. So this is what, this is type safety. Okay, here you are providing type safety. You are saying that a can't be changed later on. A is defined as a string. Okay, this is type safety. You are defining the type initially. Okay, and then we have tooling support, reduce runtime errors, which actually gives reduced errors. For example, you are writing the code, you're getting the error as soon as you write the code. Okay, you are typing a letter and you get the error. That's what, that's compile time. Okay, so actually it gives me a better understanding. It gives me errors instantly so that I can solve my errors instantly. After I run the code, then I would get the error. So this would be actually waste of time. Okay, for big amount of code, it's actually a waste of time. That's why TypeScript would say as soon as you write any line, any text, I would throw an error if there is an error. Okay, so that's the benefit of TypeScript. Then again, overall it improves developer experience. Developer would be able to write the code very fast because they know their errors instantly. Okay, they don't need to run the code, then they would know the error, right? So now we have discussed some solutions, and as soon as we use TypeScript, we'll know more solutions which actually is better than JavaScript. Okay, now where is actually TypeScript used? So you won't be using TypeScript alone. You would be using TypeScript inside any framework. Okay, like one of the very popular example is Next.js. Okay, Next.js, React.js is a library, Next.js is a framework, AngularJS, Vue.js. There you can actually use TypeScript. Okay, so TypeScript is used in various variety of scenarios across the software development in a very large scale, and especially in projects where JavaScript was previously used. Like for example, where you use JavaScript, you use JavaScript in React.js. Okay, you use JavaScript in Next.js also, you use JavaScript in AngularJS also, you use JavaScript in Vue.js also. In all of these you are using JavaScript, but nowadays it's recommended to use TypeScript. Okay, TypeScript, that means you are still writing code in JavaScript, but you are using modified version of JavaScript. That's TypeScript. Okay, so especially in projects where JavaScript is a primary language, there now you can use TypeScript. Okay, so first of all, TypeScript is used in web development. Okay, web development it's widely used. TypeScript is widely used in web development, especially in larger web applications, single page application, and frameworks like Angular, Angular, Next.js, Vue.js, and also library like React.js. Okay, so many front-end developers actually go for TypeScript to enhance the development experience and the maintainability of their project, which actually lags behind in JavaScript generally. Okay, and the second is you can also use TypeScript in the backend also. That means suppose you are using Node.js for the backend. Okay, we use Node.js for the backend, and again by default we have JavaScript as a language which we write for Node.js. Okay, so inside Node.js you would be writing code in JavaScript, but now we have TypeScript, so we can write TypeScript code in Node.js. Okay, that means you would be writing TypeScript code with all the safety features and security enhancements, overall things which we use in TypeScript, and it can be used in Node.js for the backend, right? So you can use TypeScript inside Node.js for the backend, right? Then we have desktop and mobile app development. In mobile app development, like you are using React Native, there also you can write TypeScript code. Okay, so this is a very beneficial thing. Then again, I think I have mentioned all of the things which are actually all of the languages or tools which actually use TypeScript. Okay, so now guys, we are going to discuss things which we can do inside our code. Okay, we are going to write the code. So first of all guys, what you have to do is just need to install VS Code. Okay, so you just need to install VS Code. I would just type VS Code. Okay, VS Code. Just go here, and here what you can do is, not in Angular JS, in Angular. Yeah, it's a short form. You can use both terms, not just JS. It's like either you can write it, either you can call it Angular JS or you can call it Angular. Okay, please search about it. It's like you can use JavaScript code. You use JavaScript code inside Angular. That's why I said Angular JS. Okay, right, so now let's continue. And yeah, there is a very big debate. People often say it as Angular or often say it as Angular JS. But at the end, you're using JavaScript in Angular, right? You're using JavaScript inside Angular. So it's fine. So now, guys, what you have to do is just need to go to code.visualstudio.com. Just go here and download for free. Okay, once you click this, you can see that it started to download. Yes. So once you download this, your VS Code setup would be downloaded. Then we would install this. Second thing which you would need is Node.js. Okay. Second thing which you would need is Node.js. So I'll just go here, Node.js, and here you can see we have the LTS version. Okay. Angular JS is first version which is used. Angular is later versions which uses TypeScript. Anyways, you got the point, right? Okay, I might have been mistaken. Okay, so uh, it's okay. I personally don't use Angular JS nowadays. Sorry, Angular nowadays. So, anyways, right. So I have downloaded Node.js also, long-term support version, and the first thing which we downloaded what was VS Code. Okay, but before continuing, guys, let me just first of all give a overview. What are the prerequisites which you must know before jumping into TypeScript? Okay, so let's write the prerequisites so that anyone who wants to learn this, just a second. Okay, anyone who wants to learn TypeScript must know these prerequisites. Right. So first of all, when you start web development, obviously you must always start from HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay. So I would say just start with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. You will learn these. Okay. First of all, you must learn these. Then after that you have different options. Okay, I'm not saying you are becoming a merge stack developer or you want to become something else. Generally people start with this HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay, then what you have to do is whatever you want to learn. You want to learn Next.js, you want to learn Angular, you want to learn React.js, and whatever it is. Okay, whatever you want to learn, totally fine. You can learn anything. Okay, anything which uses JavaScript. So I'm going to assume that you are learning Merge stack. Okay, you are learning Merge stack. So assuming you are learning Merge stack, in Merge stack we totally use JavaScript. It's optional. Okay, you are going to learn something else also, right? Just a second. Okay, so what I was saying is, suppose you are becoming a Merge stack developer, and there we actually learn tools like MongoDB. Okay, this is just optional. I'm saying that suppose you are learning Merge stack, MongoDB, Express, JS, and then we use React.js, and actually the modified version of React.js is, I can say, Next.js. Okay, Next.js, and then guys, after that, one more thing is Node.js. Okay, so suppose you are learning Merge stack which totally uses JavaScript. Now what you can do is, you know JavaScript, and I'm assuming that you are learning this. Even if you don't learn this, that's totally fine. you can learn something else also, you can learn Angular, whatever you want. Just after this, where you feel confident enough that I am able to build websites and I'm good at this, then after that you can learn TypeScript. Okay, then you can learn TypeScript. But you must know what's your goal. Okay, what you will build after learning TypeScript. After learning TypeScript, my goal was till now in the step one, till now I'm using JavaScript, right? My goal was I'm going to use TypeScript in the same. Okay, I'm going to use TypeScript in merge stack. My goal was that. Okay, that's why I learned TypeScript. So it all depends on your goal. Whatever is your goal, according to that you have to learn TypeScript. Okay, my goal is that, yeah, now I'm going to replace JavaScript with my TypeScript. Okay, that's why I'm learning TypeScript. Okay, so if you want to use TypeScript somewhere else, like in Angular you are using, or in Node.js you are using, or in React.js, or in Next.js you are using TypeScript, then you must learn TypeScript, right? It's same for all, but yeah, you must learn TypeScript, right? So now let's come back, and again we have just downloaded these, so now we are going to install them. Okay, Amisha, good evening. Good evening, Amisha. Now I'm now going to install them. Okay, so let me just go to my downloads section. And guys, here what you have to do is, you can see that Node.js is there and VS Code is there. Okay, so first of all I'm going to do is I'm simply going to install Node.js. Just click on the setup. Okay, just click on the setup. Next, and then you can see that mine is already installed. That's why it's asking for repair remove. So yeah, I would just say for now I would just say repair, because I would just upgrade this or whatever I want. So yeah, your would be simple installation. Just click next, 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 and it would be done. Okay, so right, so you can see that once I click on this, and you can see that the setup is now being installed of Node.js. Okay, so once this is installed, then we are going to install VS Code. Okay, so guys, for VS Code what you have to do is, okay, it will be side by side. So for VS Code what you have to do is just open the setup of VS Code, and once you open the setup you can see we have this. Okay, just now we downloaded the setup, so just accept the agreement. Next, and here you can see that all of the options are checked. Just check all the options. Okay, just check all of these options. Once I check these all of these options, and if you want to create a desktop shortcut also you can do that. Okay, after that, sir, will you make a project in Next.js? Yes, we are going to make a project in Next.js. Let me just tell you what are the exact projects. Okay, just a second. Till then it's going to be installed. Yes, okay, I can see my sessions. Yes, okay, so what we are going to build is in projects. I'm going to say, first of all, for 6-7 days we are going to use TypeScript. We are going to learn TypeScript, okay, from scratch. That is, we have started from today, and then we are going to code from tomorrow. So TypeScript would be taught, and then after that we are going to take a few sessions for Next.js. Only 3-4 sessions would be required, because I'm going to assume when you are learning Next.js you must know React.js. Okay, so I'm going to assume in that sessions that only 4 sessions would be taken for Next.js, and also in that I'm going to start wherever we left in React.js. Okay, so that means you must know React.js. Then after that you can continue with the Next.js part. Okay, so for the first 7 days I would say we would learn TypeScript, then we would go for Next.js for next 4 days. Okay, so around 10-11 days would be gone. Then after that, for projects, we are going to build first of all a very basic project. That means just front end would be used. Next.js tutorial for building to-do list application, a very basic project, and this would be only based on front end, and along with Next.js we are going to use TypeScript in that project. And the second project would be what, we are going to build one more simple project, that is simple shopping cart application using Next.js and TypeScript. So these are the two simple projects. Then third project would be a big project. That project would be a file sharing application. Okay, so you might have used applications like Zender, or I would say Apple's AirDrop, or a nearby share. Okay, like that. So we are going to build a similar kind of thing, and this is a file sharing app which we are going to build for our web browsers. Okay, so it's going to be a fun project. This is going to be a merge stack project. Okay, merge stack project, that means complete front end as well as back end. Okay, so the last project which we are going to build would be complete, and it would be around 5-6 days. Okay, so these are some 3 projects which we are going to build. Okay, so now you can see that the setup is actually installed. I'm just going to just say finish, and then just say finish. Okay, finish. Now what we are going to do is we are going to write a very basic code of TypeScript so that you can understand what we are going to do now. Okay, so I'll just open the folder. Okay, I'll just say that let's create a new directory here, and I'll just say TypeScript. Okay, TypeScript. And guys, also one more thing, I'm going to provide the complete source code, whatever we are going to write, so don't worry. We are going to provide you everything. Okay, so let me just add Next.js also, so later on there is no confusion. Okay, so all the code for Next.js which we are going to write later on along with the projects would be in same folder. Okay, so TypeScript, Next.js, Geeks for Geeks. Okay, so guys, here what I'm going to say is just right click, and let's say that the TypeScript part would be written here. So TypeScript codes. Okay, that's it. TypeScript codes. I think the spelling is correct. Yes. So now guys, here I'm just going to right click and open with VS Code. Okay, just open this with VS Code. Once you do this, so you can see VS Code is here. Okay, VS Code is here. If you are the first, if you're using VS Code for the first time, I would say just try to explore this. And obviously you might have used in HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and it's a very popular tool which we use for writing code. Okay, so here we are going to write TypeScript code. Okay, TypeScript code. For that, what you need to do is you need to first of all check that Node.js is installed or not, because we need to install TypeScript also. Okay, so I would just write node dash dash v. Okay, so just a second. Node dash v. Yes, so you can see that I am able to get the version of Node.js which I have installed. Right, that means Node.js is installed. After that, what you have to do is you have to install TypeScript. Okay, so for installing TypeScript, I would just go here, and here I have to simply write TypeScript official website. Okay, so let me just go to the official website, so you can see TypeScript lang official website. Okay, just go here, and here they actually are saying that if you want to try this, you can actually try using npm. So you can see online via npm. Okay, so here you would just go down, and here you can see that we got this text npm install TypeScript, and we just need to copy this part actually. So just copy this. Okay, and here I would just type this, and just do one more thing here itself, guys. Just type flag g, so that you don't need to install TypeScript again and again. Suppose if you make a separate folder in your computer, you don't need to install TypeScript again. It's globally installed in your computer. Okay, that's why flag g. Okay, so now just hit enter, and TypeScript would be now installed. Once you install this, you can see that now it's totally done. Okay, now it's totally done. What you have to do is just go here, and here I'm going to create a TypeScript file. So for that, you can name your file. So I'm just going to name it as index. Okay, dot, and the extension for TypeScript file is ts. Okay, is ts, not js, ts. Okay, if you are creating a TypeScript file, just write dot ts. Okay, dot ts means it's a TypeScript file. That's it, we created a file. Now we'll write some code here. Okay, so I'll just say let a equals just plain JavaScript code. Okay, so you can see I'm just saying Harshal Jain. Okay, so I'm just saying, what does this line mean? Okay, what does this line mean? This line simply means I'm trying to write something like this. Okay, I'm trying to write something like this. That means I'm saying that a is a string. Okay, the meaning of that line is same. Okay, if I write it this way, by default the data type of a is set to a string. Okay, or I can define it intentionally also. Okay, both ways are fine. Okay, so here you are saying that a is a string. Now guys, what I'm going to say is, here itself I'm going to say that a equals 10. So you can see I got an error instantly. Suppose if I try to write the same code in JavaScript. Okay, so I'm just going to write my js dot js. Okay, my js temp.js. Okay, so I've just created a file named as myjstemp.js. If I hit enter, you can see if I write the same code. Okay, if I write the same code in JavaScript, you can see there is no error in JavaScript. But this is wrong, right? This is wrong. So TypeScript is saying that this is wrong. Okay, that's why TypeScript is better. Okay, so what's the error? So you can see type number is not assignable to type string. That's what TypeScript is giving an error. Okay, so that's great. It's just saying that as soon as I wrote this code, I'm getting the error. I'm not getting the code here. I'm not getting the error here. Okay, even if you run this, it would run properly. But this is wrong and this is right, because it's throwing an error and it's asking me to please fix this. How can I fix this? I can provide it a string. Suppose if I write this as a string, 10 as a string. So you can see that now the problem here is cannot redeclare. Okay, it's saying cannot redeclare blocks code variable, because here you are saying, okay, anyways, I hope you got the idea. Just a second, guys, one more thing. Okay, what I wanted to tell you is, yes, perfect. Yes, and what I'll do is I'll just remove this and I'll just write it here. Okay, so yeah, A is just a normal alphabet. Instead of this, please write ABC or a longer text, because I think A is reserved somewhere in TypeScript, that's why. So suppose we are saying that let ABC is Harshal Jain, and here I'm just saying that I'm providing a string. Okay, I'm providing a number. So first it was a string, now I'm providing it a number, so it would throw an error. What's the error? The number is not assignable to type string. It's saying that to type string, this number is not assignable. Okay, so suppose now if I make it a string, it's perfect. Okay, it's perfect. It would say yes, everything is fine. Now if I want to run this, suppose I want to print the value of a console.log abc. So what actually happens is you are writing your code in TypeScript, but this code would be converted into JavaScript. Okay, what I'm going to say is, for example, here you just say that suppose it's a string, right? It's a string, and here you are going to convert this. Okay, so I'll just go to the official website again, and let's go back here, and I think we have some shortcut. So you can see we have in your browser shortcut here. So this is actually a TypeScript playground. So if I just paste it here, and you can see this is actually use strict. Okay, use strict is actually here, and you can see that TypeScript code, this was the TypeScript code, it's actually converted into JavaScript. Okay, so when you actually run the TypeScript code, it would be converted to JavaScript. Okay, so that's also one thing. So because browsers don't understand TypeScript, okay, they understand JavaScript, they don't understand TypeScript. Later on, I think there might be some browser later on which would come, which would understand TypeScript directly, but that's not a very big issue. TypeScript code, whatever you have written, you got the error, you fix those errors, now you convert it into JavaScript, there is no issue, right? So that's what actually happens. So this is the TypeScript code. Now what I would do is I would simply write tsc, and here if I first of all write flag v. Okay, so you can see I got the version 5.3.3, right? I got this version. Now what I'm going to do is tsc, and now I would just write the file name, TypeScript file name which I want to run. Okay, so I would just say index.ts. Okay, so if I write this, so you can see as soon as I write this, index.js file would be created. Okay, and don't worry about this error, it always comes up. Okay, don't worry about this error. You can see that cannot redeclare. Okay, it always happens because you just created a JavaScript file. I think that's why it's happening. Okay, anyways, you can see that for the index.ts file, as soon as you run this using tsc command, and as soon as you run this, this code ts code would be converted into this code. That's what actually happens. Okay, let me just do this for you. I would just delete all the JavaScript files. This was the TypeScript code, right? Now I'm going to run this. If you run this, you can see that this code is actually converted. Okay, now suppose if I introduce an error, suppose this is the error, right? I'm saying that suppose there is no JavaScript code here. You can see this is the TypeScript code. Now let me just try to run this again. You know that there is an error, obviously you can see this error, but let's suppose run this. Okay, let's run this. So you can see that again file would be created, but you would also get an error here. Now in the upcoming video, we would understand that how we can stop this file from being created. If there is an error, the execution must stop. Okay, so we'll see that in the upcoming video, but you can see that in the console it's showing the error, exact error. Okay, so that's how actually TypeScript works, a very basic overview how it actually works. In the upcoming videos, what we're going to do is we're going to use different types of data types which are available in TypeScript. And suppose if you want to say one shortcut is, if you don't know anything about TypeScript, okay, if you don't know anything about TypeScript, but still you have to write code in TypeScript, one basic shortcut is just write any here. Okay, so when I was a beginner, I just wrote like this. Okay, I just wrote things like this and it worked properly. Okay, so now next time when you want to just say, so you are saying that yeah, abc can be of any data type. Initially it's a string, later on it can be a number. Okay, that's what I've said. Okay, so this is a shortcut, but obviously this is wrong. Okay, you must not use this method. Okay, if you are using proper data types like string, number, boolean, like that, then that's fine, but any must be used in some cases only. Okay, but yeah, if you are forcefully using TypeScript somewhere and you don't want to use TypeScript, you just want the similar code in JavaScript. So what you can do is, after the variables or functions, which we are going to understand later on, just write any. Sorted. Okay, sorted. Now if I run this, it would run properly, but again, this is wrong. You are expecting a string, you are sending a number. Okay, you are sending a number. So right, if I run this, you can see that yeah, everything is fine, no error, and you can see this is the JavaScript code. Right, so guys, I hope you understood this very basic overview of TypeScript. In the next video, what we're going to do is we are going to jump into some more things like different data types like boolean, array, numbers, strings, like that, different data types, and how to actually assign them, how to work with oops concepts in TypeScript. And there are different concepts which are available here, right? So I hope you understood this video, and if you have any doubts, you can mention that in the comment section. And I would see you maybe, I think, day after tomorrow, that is 3rd January. So the video would be scheduled, and the time would also be scheduled, so you can watch me every day, and the playlist would also be created. And also one more thing, if you want to see the source code of today, so let me just upload the source code for today. I would just upload it to my GitHub repository so that you can get the complete source code. Okay, so what you have to do is just search for github.com/viraj014. okay, this is my GitHub profile. Just search for github.com/viraj014. let me just share this in the live chat also. This is my GitHub profile, and I would just go to the repositories. In the repositories, you can see that I would just create a new repo, and I'm just going to name it as next. Actually, typescript underscore next js underscore gfg. Okay, so I'm just going to upload the complete codes here only in the single repository. Right, so let's do this at once. Just a second, guys. Okay, I would just say that in it. Okay, fine. So I would just add the complete source code and push. Right. Okay, guys, so now what you have to do is just go to my GitHub profile. I have shared link in the chat also, in the live chat also, or you can simply type github.com/viraj014. Here you can just go to the repositories, and here you can just search for the text TypeScript underscore nextjs underscore gfg. You can search it here, or you can find it directly here. If you go inside this, you would get the complete source code for today. So you can see this is the complete source code which we wrote today, right? Which we wrote today. Okay, and I'll also share this in the comments also later on when we end this video, so that from there also you can find this link, right? And also, if you have any doubts, you can contact me via my Instagram. So yeah, my Instagram is also mentioned here, and my LinkedIn profile is also mentioned here. And I hope you understood this video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, see you, have a good day. Bye bye.